You're invited to the Embodied Recovery Series starting the 8th through the 14th of October. And it's completely free. Sign up in the link in the bio. And every day you'll get a new class from myself, Jack St. Pierre, or Christine Calvert that is aimed to bring whatever your recovery practice is. We're all recovering from something and towards something as well. And bring it down into the body. So asana, somatics, different type of embodied inquiry, as well as mantra meditation. And each day with that email, you'll also get some journal prompts. And we have an optional WhatsApp community so that we can wonder together. So if you're interested, click the link in the bio, all free, come and join us. And yeah, let's make more space for our wholeness. Hello, and welcome to your practice in this beautiful cedar forest. I've been in Colorado this summer, truly soaking up the magic of a mountain town summer. Yeah, it's been good. Taught several retreats, really got connected with community, and really reconnected just with this beautiful land and nature, and have touched so many trees and watched so many birds and identified so many wildflowers. It's been, it's been really good. Really beautiful, very replenishing. Yeah. And I think what replenishes us in life changes, like consistently kind of changes. And some things, there's a through line, but often, something new comes along and you're like, oh man, that feels nourishing. That feels nutritious. And I have felt that all summer here. I knew that, but it's been a while since I've had a Colorado summer, so I'm being reminded. And maybe you've had some seasonal nourishment of your own wherever you are. Maybe taking a moment to just reflect and to recognize what it is for you currently that is nourishing you. What does replenish you? What brings you back to center? Because man, it's easy to get thrown off. So easy to get thrown off. It's been a challenging time, in the wider world for many reasons. Lots of challenge, lots of divisiveness. And it's important that we're able to meet those things. And whenever we do, live with an open heart and open mind, open palm, an approach, and meet life as it is, we're going to get thrown off center. Absolutely. So, being tossed from sturdy is not the issue. It's how quickly can we find our way back, and not necessarily how quickly, but maybe how efficiently, how gracefully or ungracefully. But it's about not getting lost, about being able to find our way home. Yeah. So this is just a short flow, and there's no agenda. Not going to go thick into the alignment. Just want to move and breathe, and hopefully through this practice and through finding your own inner rhythm, it supports you to find your way back to center. It supports in that remembrance of how to come home. So let's begin with the legs crossed for a moment. And bring both hands down up onto the fingertips and push in like you're sprouting little roots through the soil or through the carpet, wherever you are. But past that, down into the earth. And feeling this reciprocity, or imagining this reciprocity of this pushing down and at the same time lifting up, as if you're sending something out and receiving something back. A suction through the palms and a rooting through the fingers. And maybe on an inhale, you feel that coming towards. And on an exhale, you reciprocate, sending out. A couple more times like this. And then bring the hands to heart center, fingertips touching, 𝙎𝙪𝙥𝙚 mudra. This is Georgiani, this is my sister. She'll likely be in the way a lot. And then this is Sissy, my other sister. 𝙎𝙪𝙥𝙚 mudra, though, brings all the pieces together. It recognizes that we are composed of a multiplicity of parts. The world is composed of multiplicity of parts, but there's also a place in which it all comes together and the separateness is negated, eradicated, dissipates, comes to center. Breathe in here. And release. And then push the hands up, push the palms together, and then let the fingertips come apart. Padma Mudra, lotus. And we'll move in between these two for a moment. Yeah, it's this growth, this expansion, then coming back to center. So big inhale, lift the arms up, Padma Mudra, and then an exhale, reel it back down, 𝙎𝙪𝙥𝙚. Palms separate. And move with your own breath here. Elbows go out. And then it pushes up. Maybe the hands, or maybe the gaze follows the hands. And then come in, sprout your blossom here. And then back down to center. Twice more. Beautiful. Let the hands float down. And come into a tabletop position, but flex, or not flex, tuck the toes. Active child's pose. So sink back, and we'll move in between this and the tabletop. But active child's pose is you're in a little bit of a pounce position. The back is arched. The heart kind of slings forward. You have that gecko palm in your hands. Again, that reciprocity, that pressing down and suctioning up. You'll move from here and then tuck the chin, tuck the tailbone, begin to round the back as you come forward into a cat pose, and then shift back into an active child's. So move in between these two. And you'll find your own rhythm here. And just notice what you feel, notice what you find. And then the next time you come forward, stay forward and really push, push, push through the fingers, round the upper back, really puffing through the back body, and then maybe even coming onto the fingertips again. Push, 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 lift up and press down. And then sink the hips back. This time, let the hips stay at the heels. Round the back again from here and drag the hands back towards the knees. And they'll kind of slide up the thighs. And then open the palms into a cactus arm. Suction through the palms. The back of the heart lifts the front of the heart here. And then release. Hands to the top of the mat. Downward facing dog. Toes are already tucked for you. And then pedal out here. And the same thing with the feet. Find that kind of gecko feet, the pressing down and the lifting up through the center. You can find that in the hands and the feet. And then push through the left foot and push so much that the right foot just begins to lift as a byproduct. And then very slowly lift it up. And you can think about lifting through the right inner thigh. And then softly bend the standing leg and pull back on the left hip crease. So the standing leg, pull back on the left of the standing leg. And then knee to nose.
Push through the hands, puff up the back heart, and then step up and back. And when you get to tripod, you can have a bend in the standing leg. Again, come forward, push, push, push through the hands, and this time step in between the hands. The back knee is going to come down gently, and when it does, push through the front foot. You kind of rebound through the front foot. Open the arms up and cactus the arms. Suction through the palms, and maybe you find a little bit of buoyancy and maybe a little bit of a rhythm. Some nourishing breath through the system. And then interlace the hands behind the back. Roll the shoulders back. Pull the heart center forward, and there's a slight bend in the elbow so they can move towards one another. And that fist drags down the back thigh. You get broader from shoulder to shoulder. Big inhale. And exhale, release. The hands plant L shape. So you're going to pop up, bring up the left leg, and this time pull back on the right hip crease. Kind of the same as we did in tripod. This is a similar shape. And then slowly the left knee is going to come down behind the right ankle. Take a seat and take a twist. The back fingertips push down into the earth. You can suction back up through the palm and hug the thigh as the torso twists. And you can think about your left ribs moving across the body towards the right. You can think about the left shoulder moving towards the right. Even the left ear slightly spiraling towards the right. Another big inhale. Slowly unwind. Both hands plant. You're going to come in kind of to a half moon shape. So it's like, and you're going to swing the leg. It's like a moving half moon. You can take big hip circles with the left leg. And then let the foot plant down. Left foot meets the right, forward fold. Grab opposite elbows, bend the knees deeply. And then slowly push through the feet so much that the byproduct is you begin to roll up vertebrae by vertebrae. And roll the shoulders back and invite this vibration, this shake through the body. Continue to make these big circle rolls. Maybe some audible exhales. And letting the movement, the breath, and the vibration be something nourishing in the body. If you want to add on, please do. And then lift the heels and drop them down. So we'll add this on, adding even more of a current through the body. And then firmly pushing down through the feet. Notice all the little nuance of the points that touch the earth or the mat. And then also notice all the points that don't and lift from there. Just upward magnetization, this lift. Comes all the way through the pelvic floor, the heart center, through the crown of the head. And take a moment to feel what you feel. Bring the hands, 𝙎𝙪𝙥𝙚 mudra. Everything coming back to center. Inhale, lift up, Padma mudra, gaze follows. Recognizing this natural expansion. And then exhale back to 𝙎𝙪𝙥𝙚 mudra. And contraction always follows. Centeredness follows the openness. We move forward, we move back. We get off-centered, we find sturdiness again. Inhale, arms go wide and up, soft bend in the knees and pour forward, leading with the heart. So it's a hinge at the hips. Inhale, halfway lift. And exhale, plant the hands, step back, downward facing dog. 3 full rounds of breath here, feeling what you feel. Maybe there's a slight separation of the feet, like you're pulling them apart. And a soft bend in the knees. Feel that reciprocity between the pressing down and the lifting up, and breathe through the body. Softly bring the knees down. Send the hips back, active child's pose. Heart slings forward even though the hips are pulling you back. And then let's move a couple times in a rolling cat-cow. Bring the chin to the chest, tuck the tail as you round forward. And then drop the belly, send the hips back. Twice like this. One more time. This time the hips stay at the heels. Chin comes to chest. Drag the fingers back slowly with some resistance. And they come up the thighs. Open up. Cactus the arms. Big, 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 broad across the heart. And then wave the hands down. Downward facing dog. Full round of breath here. And then shift the weight into the right foot and shift it so much that the left toes just slightly lift off the ground. And then let it float on up, lifting through the left inner thigh. And you can soften the standing knee, pull back on the right hip crease, and push maybe even a little bit more through the right palm. Get really long all the way from the wrist to the left toe, big toe. And then exhale, knee to nose, push into the earth. Inhale, tripod, down dog. And then exhale, big step forward. Softly the back knee pushes down or drops. Doesn't push or drop, drips down slowly. Push through the left foot to lift up. Cactus the arms. Find a little bit of buoyancy here. Suction through the palms. Maybe there's some movement. And the hands come behind the back, interlace. Broaden the heart even more. Soften the elbows and drag them towards one another. Maybe still there's a gentle pulse in the hips, or you find stillness, what feels like it feeds you here. Slowly release down, L shape. So big step up, right foot lift, soft bend in the standing leg, pull back on the left hip crease. And then softly, right knee comes down, take a seat, take a twist. Find the connection through the back hand and the earth. And then the right side of the body, there's this gentle spiraling action to the left. And maybe it results in movement, or maybe it's just this energy in that direction. Same. Maybe you push back the head just slightly, like you're just making an imprint, and lift through the crown of the head. And then slowly release kind of into this weird moving half moon. Unwind, the left foot pushes down and the right leg makes big hip circles. Until the foot finds the earth and fold forward. Bend the knees, push into the earth to slowly roll up. Find movement. Maybe the heel drop. Bring the hands, 𝙎𝙪𝙥𝙚 mudra, to the heart. Inhale here. And out breath. Inhale, Padma Mudra, grow high. And exhale, back through center. Arms lift wide, soft bend in the knees, hinge at the hips and pour forward, leading with the heart. Inhale, halfway lift. And then come on to the toes. So lift the heels here. Bring the feet together. So tiptoe them together. Squeeze the legs as you bend the knees and come down into a seat. Maybe the hands are on the ground. Maybe they come into the 𝙎𝙪𝙥𝙚 mudra and you find a balance here. Squeeze towards center. Steady breath. Maybe you lift the arms into Padma Mudra as a bit of a challenge here. And then bring them back to heart center. You can gently separate the knees, bring the hands down and find the earth. Baddha Konasana, soles of the feet together. You can grab at the ankles, roll the shoulders back, open the heart, lean back, push the feet into one another, and then pour forward. Maybe hands find the head. Finding some softness here. Releasing the jaw. Maybe you can find somewhere in the hips to let go just slightly. Somewhere to unclench. And let the exhale find more freedom. And coming back into a seat, and we'll take just a short moment to come back to center after movement. And loop back around to the inquiry of what replenishes us, what nourishes us. And it's just as important to know what tends to throw us off. And it's not a problem. It's not a problem, especially when we know how to find our way back home. And many of these are resources I talk about often in nervous system resourcing and regulation, are these things that help us find our way and anchor us back home. It can be things like nature. For me, piano music. Speaking what I feel is important for me. It centers me. My yoga practice, for sure. And lately, bird watching, a new one. Watching the natural world around me in general has brought me back center, like back right-sized of my place in all of it. Right sizes the things that I'm stressed about, the things that have thrown me off. So regardless if those are similar or they cross over, it's important that you find that for you, that we each find that within us, and also know that it changes. My sisters are wanting me to let you know that dogs are a wonderful, wonderful resource as well. Let's take 3 rounds of breath together. Maybe the hands come back to 𝙎𝙪𝙥𝙚 mudra. Inhale. And release. Again, drink in. Inside out. One more time. Beautiful. Well, thank you for practicing with us. I hope that, it was supportive. I'll see you next time on your mat. Until then, ciao. If you're enjoying these classes, then I want to invite you to my membership service, CCY Studio.
This is where we get to explore with longer classes, full-length classes, and we get to investigate not only more into the physical body and longer shavasanas, but also yogic and Buddhist philosophy, and more time to marinate and percolate with all of it. Also just putting up a new asana library, and this has about 10 of the core poses and really intricate ways and investigations to put it not only in your body, but also some teaching tips. So if you're a teacher, this is really valuable as well. So if you're interested, you get a 14-day free trial. You can cancel at any time, and I just encourage you to check it out. I think that it's a beautiful place to go a little bit deeper. So I hope to see you over there. You can find more details in the links below.